The state's Civil Air Patrol paid a visit to the Hillsdale Municipal Airport today. Hillsdale County first responders now have new knowledge after taking part in a special emergency services training. News 10's Jaden Hawkins joins us live in studio with the details. Jaden.
Taylor, the Civil Air Patrol is the official auxiliary of the U.S. Air Force, conducting nearly 90% of inland search and rescue missions nationwide. Though aviation crashes aren't common in Hillsdale County, today's training ensures first responders are prepared if one ever occurs. First responders are trained for all kinds of emergencies. But for the many at the Hillsdale Municipal Airport, this is their first look at a mock aviation crash scene.
Fire departments and police and EMS are so used to responding to car crashes that they don't get the opportunity to practice what would happen if a plane were to go down.
Lieutenant Colonel Richard King with Michigan Civil Air Patrol says plane crashes don't happen every day, but his team makes sure emergency personnel are ready if one does. Sunday's simulation brought together multiple Hillsdale County public safety agencies with a full scenario that included a mock victim, simulated wreckage, and a coordinated multi-agency response.
Prepare for what might happen when it's calm and relaxed and we can work through the complications of sharing and working together so that when the real thing happens, we're capable of just standing up and performing.
For K-9 handler Terry Pauken with Michigan's Independent Search and Rescue Team, making sure every crew knows their role is crucial.
They found a hat that belonged to the pilot, so they learned today that they're not supposed to touch that hat. They're supposed to secure it, so that way our dogs have the best chance ever to go and find that missing person.
It's a proactive practice that ensures if a plane goes down in Hillsdale County, local first responders know exactly what to do.
The opportunity to have an exposure like this, work with outside agencies and develop some awareness and continuity among what you're doing is extremely important.
King says they plan to add a few more departments to their automatic response team for the next trainings, including Jonesville Station 5 and Hillsdale Township Station 4.
Thank you, Jaden. The Civil Air Patrol is a volunteer organization with 42 units in the state of Michigan. To find ways you can get involved in our community, visit our website at wilx.com.